Good morning, grade 6. Welcome back to grade 6 mathematics class. Hope you all are doing great. Did you all complete all the assignments from the previous classes? Today, we are going to see the questions from exercise 1.3 in your textbook. The first 3 questions were already given as homework in the previous class. So, we will be discussing the questions starting from question number 4. So, let's move on to the questions. It's question number 4. If 1 meter 60 centimeter of cloth is required to stitch an apron, find the length of the cloth in meters required to stitch 90 such aprons. So, what did you understand from the question? What we are given and what we are asked to find out? It is given that 1 meter 60 centimeter of cloth is required to make 1 apron. And we are asked to find out the total length of cloth required to make 90 such aprons. So, what is the operation that we are asked to do here? The same measurement, that is 1 meter 60 centimeter, has to be cut out again and again 90 times to make 90 aprons, right? So, the same number is repeating 90 times. That is, we are multiplying. We have to multiply to find the solution, right? So, we have to multiply the 1 meter 60 centimeter by 90 times. So, let's see how we can write the steps for this question. So, the 1 meter 60 centimeter given in the question, we can write that as 1 meter plus 60 centimeter. Why? To find solutions to these kind of questions, the first step we can do is that convert the given measurement in terms of 1 unit alone. Here the given measurement is in terms of meter and centimeter. It's a combination. Now we can convert this in terms of centimeters alone. And you see 1 meter 60 centimeter is a little extra than 1 meter. So that's why we have written that as 1 meter plus 60 centimeter, and we know 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So, we say 1 meter 60 centimeter is equal to 100 centimeter plus this 60 centimeter, which equals a total of 160 centimeter. So, this is the length of cloth required to make 1 apron. We need to find the length required to make 90 such aprons. So, the length of the cloth required for 90 aprons is equal to 90 into the length required to make 1 apron, that is 90 into 160 centimeter. Here we have to do the multiplication. So, you have to do this multiplication in your working column. Have the numbers written in proper places here. Make sure the ones and the tens and the hundreds are all in proper columns. The ones digits should come within the ones column itself. The tens digits here, the 6 and 9 should be in the tens column itself, and here 1 should be in the hundreds column. Pay attention to the places whenever you are doing any calculation. Now here 0 into 0, what is it? It is 0. 0 into any number is 0 itself. We have already learned that in lower classes. So here again it is 0, here 0. Now the next row. So this is the first product. The next step is to multiply the tens digit 9 with each digit of the multiplier, that is 160. 9 times 0 is 0 itself. 9 times 6 is equal to 54. So, we write that 4 here, carry over 5 to the next higher place. Then 9 times 1 is 9 itself, plus 5 is equal to 14. So, here we have written that, and make sure you insert zeros to correct the places. So, here adding the 2 products, 0 here, again 0 here, 4 here, 4 here and 1. So, what is the product? It is 14,400. This is the length of cloth required to make 90 aprons, and this is in centimeters. In the question, they have specifically asked you to find the length of the cloth in meters. So, what you have to do? You have to convert this length in centimeters in terms of meters. How do we do the conversion? We know 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. So, for every centimeter out of this, you have to count 1 meter. See, if 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter, what is 200 centimeter, it will be 2 meters. You can divide this 200 by 100 to get this 2 meter, right? So if you divide the measurement in centimeters by 100, you will get the equivalent in meters. So 14,400 centimeter is equal to 14,400 divided by 100 meters. And what is 14,400 divided by 100? It is 144. So the length of the cloth required to make 90 such aprons is equal to 144. So I hope you are clear with this question. The question number 5, let me read the question. Manu mixes 100 milliliter of curd and 100 milliliter of water to make 1 glass of lassi. How many glasses of lassi can he make with 3 liters of curd? So what is given in the question? To make 1 glass of lassi, Manu needs 100 milliliter of curd plus 150 milliliter of water. So if that is the case, you are asked to find out how many glasses of lassi he can make with 3 liters of curd. So you are asked to find out how many glasses of lassi he can make with 3 liters of curd. How do we find this? See, first let's start all the input given in the question. So here it is mentioned 100 milliliter of curd plus 150 milliliter of water will make 1 glass of lassi. So what is the capacity of 1 glass? It's a total of 250 milliliter. So 1 glass means 250 milliliters. For 100 milliliter of curd, he needs 150 milliliter of water. If that is the case, how much water does he need if 1 liter of curd is used? See, 1 liter means 1000 milliliter. That is 10 times 100 milliliter. So for 1000 milliliter of curd, he needs 1500 milliliter of water. That is, for 10 times the curd, he needs 10 times the water, right? For 1000 milliliter, he needs 1500 milliliter of water. This is the case of 1 liter of curd. And then what is the case of 3 liters of curd? 3 liters means 3 times 1 liter. So we have to multiply these requirements by 3 times, right? You have to multiply these measurements by 3. So for 3 liters, that is 3000 milliliters, he will need 3 times the water for 1 liter. That is 3 times 1500 milliliter of water. That is 3 into 1500 equals 4500 milliliter. So for 3 liter of curd, how much water does he need? He needs 4500 milliliter water. 3000 milliliter curd plus 4500 milliliter water will give him 7500 milliliter lassi. And we have to find out how many glasses will he need to divide this 7500 milliliter lassi. How do we do that? We know the capacity of 1 glass and we know the total quantity of lassi. Then how can we find out the number of glasses required? So we need to divide the total quantity by the quantity which can be taken in 1 glass. Let's see how. The number of glasses of lassi that can be made with 3 liters of curd is equal to the total quantity divided by capacity of 1 glass. It is 7500 milliliter divided by 250 milliliter. Let's do the division now. You can do this division in your working column. So we have written the numbers in the proper way. 7500 divided by 250. Let's take the first 3 digits here. We are dividing with a 3-digit number, that's why. So can we divide 750 by 250? 250, 1 time is 250, 2 times it's 500 and 3 times it is 750. So we can write that 3 here. 250 into 3 gives 750. Subtracting the numbers, we get 0 here. Bringing down the next digit 0. 0 divided by 250 is 0 itself. 0 into 250 is 0. Subtracting, the remainder is 0. So what is the quotient? The quotient is 30. The division is complete without any remainder. So this quotient here 30, this is the number of glasses that he will need to contain this 7500 milliliter of lassi. So, number of glasses of lassi that can be made with 3 liter of curd is equal to 30 glasses. Hope this is clear to you. Now, let us move on to the next question, question number 6. A medical company had planned to fill 20 liter of cough syrup into small bottles of capacity 125 milliliter each. If they are now to fill the same quantity of syrup in bottles of capacity 100 milliliter each, how many more bottles would they require? So, what is the question? First, the medical company planned to fill 20 liters of syrup into bottles with 125 milliliter capacity each. Then, they are planning to fill this 20 liter into bottles with lesser capacity, that is 100 ml. So, first they plan to fill in bottles of 125 milliliter capacity, then they change their plans and plan to fill this into bottles of 100 ml capacity or 100 milliliter capacity. So, these must be smaller bottles. So, obviously they will need more bottles than the first case. So, we are asked to find out how many more bottles will they need if they change their plans like this. So, how do we find that? So, let us first find out how many bottles will they require if they were to fill this 20 liter of syrup into 125 milliliter capacity bottles. Let us see how we can find that. Required number of bottles of 125 milliliter capacity is equal to the total quantity of syrup, that is 20 liter, divided by the quantity of each bottle, the capacity of each bottle, 125 milliliters, that is 20 liter divided by 125 milliliter. And we know 1000 milliliter equals 1 liter. If that is the case, 20 liter will be equal to 20,000 milliliter, that is 20 into 1000 milliliters. So, here it becomes 20,000 milliliter divided by 125 milliliters. Here we have to do the division in the working column. I have written the numbers here. 125 divided by the first 3 digits of the number here, that is 200. How many 125s will go in 200? 125. So, 125 into 1 equals 125. Subtracting these two numbers give you 75 here, then bringing down the next digit you get 750 here. And what is 750 divided by 125? 125 one time is 125, 2 times it is 250, 3 times is 375, 4 times it is 400, and as it goes like that, we see 125 6 times equals 750. So, let us write 6 here. 125 into 6 equals 750. Subtracting the numbers we get 0 here. There is one more digit to bring down, which is 0. 0 divided by 125 gives you 0 here, 0 here, and the remainder is 0. So, what is the quotient? 160. So, the company will require 160 bottles of 125 milliliter capacity to fill in 20 liters or 20,000 milliliters of syrup. So, what would be the case if they change their plans to change this bottle to one of 100 milliliter capacity? Let us see. For that, we need to divide the total quantity by 100 milliliter. So, that is 20,000 milliliter divided by 100 milliliter, which is equal to 200. That is 200 bottles of 100 milliliter capacity. So, if they were using 125 milliliter capacity bottles, they would have required 160 bottles, and if they are using 100 milliliter capacity bottles, they will require 200 bottles. So, you see there is a difference between the number of bottles. The extra number of bottles that they need is equal to the 200 minus 160. Number of bottles of 100 milliliter capacity minus number of bottles of 125 milliliter capacity. So, the number of extra bottles they need when they change their plans is equal to the difference of the two cases, that is 200 minus 160, which is equal to 40 bottles. So, if they were going to use 100 ml bottles, they would have required 40 extra bottles to contain this 20 liter of syrup. Hope this is clear to you. Now, let's move on to the next question. Question number 7. From an electronic shop, 28 television sets were sold on a particular day. The price of one television set was rupees 20,475. Find the total amount collected by selling the television sets on that day. So, we are given the sales of television sets on a particular day from a shop. So, on this particular day, 28 television sets were sold, each costing rupees 20,475. Now, how do we find out the total amount collected by selling these 28 television sets on that particular day? You see, we have to add this 20,475 28 times, right? Same number added repeatedly, which means it is multiplication. So, let's see the steps. The price of one television set is given in the question as 20,475 rupees, and 28 sets were sold on that particular day. So, number of sets sold is equal to 28, and the total amount collected is equal to the price of one television set into the number of sets sold, that is 20,475 into 28. You need to do this multiplication in your working column. I have written the numbers in the proper places. Let's see the multiplication. 8 5s are 40, carry over 4 to the next place. Then 8 times 7 is equal to 56 plus 4, that is equal to 60. I carry over 6 here. 8 times 4 is equal to 32 plus 6 is equal to 38. Carry over 3 to the next place. 8 times 0 equal to 0 plus 3 is 3. 8 times 2 is equal to 16. So, that is the first product. Now, let us multiply the tens digit with each digit of the multiplicand. 2 times 5 equals 10. Carry over 1. 2 times 7 is equal to 14 plus 1 is 15. Then 2 times 4 is equal to 8 plus 1 equals 9. 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Now, insert a 0 at the end to correct the places since we were multiplying with the tens digit. So, here we are going to add the two products. We get 0, 0, here 3, here it becomes 7. Now, let us insert commas to separate the periods. So, the number here is 5,73,300. So, the total amount collected is equal to rupees 5,73,300. Hope this is clear to you. Now, let us move on to the 8th question. Mrs. Jyoti walks around a square park of side 50 meter daily. If she walks around the park 5 times every day, find the distance in kilometers she covers in 30 days. So, what is mentioned here? Here it says that Mrs. Jyoti walks around a square park and she walks around this park 5 times daily. You need to find out what is the total distance she covers in this 30 days or in a month. So, let us find out every single day what is the distance she covers by walking around the park 5 times. You see, in the question it is given the side of the park measures 50 meter each. It's a square park. So, each side will be the same 50 meters. And imagine that she starts from this point. When she completes one round, she would have walked around the park like this or the other way. Here she is covering the perimeter of this square park. So, by walking around the park one time, she covers the perimeter one time. And when she walks around the park 5 times, she covers the perimeter 5 times. So, let us find out what is the distance she covers when she walks around the park 5 times. So, when she walks around one time, she covers the perimeter of the square park. You have learned the perimeter of a square is equal to 4 times its side. Here the side is 50 meter. So, the perimeter is equal to 4 times 50 meters, which is equal to 200 meter. So, the distance she covers in one day, that is 5 times every day. It is 5 into 200 meters equal to 1000 meter, which is equal to 1 kilometer. So when she walks around the park 5 times a day, she walks 1 kilometer. Every day she covers 1 kilometer. So in a month or in 30 days, she will be covering 30 times that distance. That is 30 into 1 kilometer, which is equal to 30 kilometers. Now is this clear to you? Shall we move on to the next question? Let's move on to question number 9. And it says a tailoring unit stitched 24,956 baby suits. These suits were packed in 144 cartons, each of which could hold 160 suits. Find out how many baby suits were left unpacked. So what is given in the question? The number of baby suits a tailoring unit stitches in a day is given there. And it is also said that in 144 cartons, 160 suits each were packed. You have to find out of these 24,956 baby suits, how many suits were left unpacked. How do we find it out? If we know the number of suits that they have packed into 144 cartons, we can easily find out how many suits are left unpacked. Let's see the steps and make it more clear. The number of cartons used by them is equal to 144. It is also mentioned that each carton can hold 160 baby suits. So the number of suits each carton could hold equal to 160, and hence the number of baby suits packed will be equal to this 160 into 144. That is the number of cartons used into number of suits each carton could hold. 144 into 160, which is equal to, let's find out the product. It is 0 here, 0 here, 0 here. Now the second product. 10th digit into each digit of the multiplicand. That is 6 into 4 equals 24. Carry over 2 to next place. 6 times 4 is equal to 24 plus 2 equals 26. Again a carry over. 6 ones are 6 plus 2 equals 8. So since we multiplied by 6 tens, we need to insert 1 0 at the end to correct the places. Now the hundreds digit 1. 100 or 1 into 4 equals 4. Pay attention to where you are writing the product. We are multiplying with a hundreds digit. So you need to write the product in the hundreds column. This product 1 times 4. Here we are writing it here, the hundreds place. Now 1 times 4 is equal to 4. 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Now we multiplied with the hundreds digit. 1 hundreds into 4 is equal to 400. For that, to correct the places, we need to insert 2 zeros at the end. Now let's add all these three products. 0 here, 4 here, here it is 0, carry over 1 to the next place. Now here it is 30, carry over 1 to the next place. Now here it is 2. So what is the product? It is equal to 23,040. So these many baby suits were packed into 144 cartons. But in the question they have told us that per day they make 24,956 baby suits. So you see there is a difference between this number. And how do we find out the number of baby suits left unpacked? So this is the number of baby suits they packed. And this is the number of baby suits they make in a day. So to find out the number of baby suits left unpacked, you need to just find out the difference between these two numbers. That is the number of baby suits made in a day, 24,956 minus the number of suits they packed, 23,040. You need to find the difference. Let's do the subtraction in the working column. So 6 minus 0, 6, 5 minus 4, 1, 9 minus 0, 9. 4 minus 3 is 1, 2 minus 2 equals 0. So what is the difference? The difference is 1960. So the number of baby suits left unpacked is equal to 1960. So children, I hope you are clear with this question also. So these were a few examples which will show you how we are using large numbers in our day-to-day lives. So you may go through all these questions once again and make sure you work out each of them in your notebook. And there is a value education question given below this exercise 1.3. You may read it and work it out in your notebook as a homework. So that's all for today, children. We'll meet in the next class with a new topic. Till then, bye.